All right, good morning, traders. Today is November 19th, 2024. My name is John Kerrigan. I moderate the BYOB Trading Room. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody out there in digital land that subscribes to my YouTube, part of being a member of my Facebook. Appreciate that. I love that. Thank you so much for patronizing my content. Thank you. I hope you find it valuable. My SPY pivot this morning, 587.95. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. SPY closed with a 2-hour downtrend and a 10-minute uptrend. Kind of like consolidation more than an uptrend. SPY and FNGU both made inside days, closing under bearish traps, but over their 17 EMAs, while IWM and QQQ made inside days, kind of the same thing there, but closed under bearish traps, but under their 17 EMAs, okay? So Diamond Dow made lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish cross, but over the 17 EMA. All of the Fab 5 are still in daily uptrends. Gold in a downtrend, made a higher high and a higher low, closed inside a bearish trap under the 17. Silver still in an uptrend, made a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bearish trap, but under the 17, trying to fight off that downtrend. UNG in a daily downtrend, made a higher high and a higher low, closed over a bullish trap above the 17, also trying to fight off the downtrend. USO in an uptrend, made a higher high and a higher low, closed over a bearish trap, but under the 17 EMA. US dollar index, yep, still in an uptrend, closed near 106.24. All right, let's go take a look at some charts this morning. See what we got going on. All right, so here's yesterday's price action. Inside day, all right? So got a higher high, lower low. Okay, we closed underneath the bearish trap. Okay, the 3 EMA underneath the gray line. That's the 8 EMA. That's the faster moving average, the 3. Underneath the slower moving average creates the bearish trap. All right, so price action got a higher low, but a lower high, okay, as compared to the day before. Where did we close? We closed over the 17. That's kind of bullish right there. All right, SPY still making higher lows and higher highs. As long as it continues that, it still stays in an uptrend. You can see price action have to take out this low in order to be in a downtrend. All right, so we've had 5 days down, and then you can see yesterday was the inside day. Is it a pause before another 5 days down? Unknown. We're right into minor support. That's this area right through here. Let's see if I can get that right there. You see that's our minor support. You can see price action pulling in a minor support, giving us a little bit of a bounce. Hopefully we can come back up here, test this 3, test the 8. Come back down, maybe minor support holds us, and then catapults us back up towards these highs. We'll see what happens. All right, so there's SPY on the daily chart. Let's take a look at it on the 10. All right, let's take a look at it on the 10. Here we are with the 10-minute chart. All right, in the pre-market we have a 10-minute uptrend, kind of a ascending lows pattern going on here. See the ascending lows, looking for what typically happens after these ascending lows is a rip to the upside. We'll see how far they want to go. And on the 10-minute uptrend into the close, you can see right here we had the 3 EMA on top of the gray 8 EMA coming right into the close. All in all, okay, if we back out of this just a little, if we just kind of pan over, it was kind of just in consolidation moving over to the right. Nothing really fancy going on here. Okay, but it was doing this, all right? It did move up, and then it kind of held the higher ground up there, so that's interesting. So that's kind of bullish. So I'm looking for, well, another move to the upside. We'll see if we get it. We kind of came down here, made a higher low. All right, so we got a higher low right here, another little higher low right here. Looking for price, start making higher highs. If they fail to make higher highs, probably coming back down to this low down here. All right, so we'll see what happens with SPY. NVIDIA is going to report tomorrow after the close. Big tech usually reports after the close. I'm thinking probably tech's going to get wound up tight, kind of melt up today. That's what I'm thinking. We'll see what happens, and that's just because NVIDIA's, I think that's one of the biggest capitalized securities for the USA or in the NYSE. All right, let's go take a look at the 2-hour chart, and then we'll come back to the 10-minute chart, and we'll take a look at our pivot, and then we'll look for entries. All right, 2-hour chart. You can see right here in yesterday's price action, we still had a 2-hour downtrend because you can see the 3 still underneath the 8. In the pre-market, we still have a 2-hour downtrend. Back to the 10-minute chart. Today's pivot, we're going to set that up. It's going to be 587.95, right about, let's just call it right there. Okay, and that's price action. I can see price action coming down to here, up, goes up to here, and then kind of sits on top of it. So 587.95 is going to be my pivot. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. So what I want to see, because we had consolidation and we broke down to the downside, this may be pulling back the bow to let the arrow fly up high. We'll see what happens, but we want to see green erases red. So the first entry for the green erases red over the pivot is going to be right here. Okay, green erases red. There's your red right there. As soon as we nail that, that's an entry. All right. If you want to wait for that red candle, you can. Okay, if you're a little bit aggressive, all right, and you want to take it right over the body of that, that would be the first entry. And that looks like 588.43. The next one up, a little bit less aggressive up there, looks like 588.66. And if you really want to wait, just to make sure, there's 589.39. Okay, so there's 3 entries right there. Okay, first one, green erases red. That takes out the consolidation area. Got to get up over the pivot first. Pivot is 587.95. Now on the downside, okay, so we're already in a downtrend here. So all we need is kind of a red candle. As long as it's not a bottoming tail candle, in other words, it's got more tail on it than it does body and wick. All right, so we just need a red candle to the downside. We're already underneath our entries. You can see that would be red erases green right there. That would be 587.49. And of course, red erases green right underneath there, 587.28. All right, so all we need is a green candle. Now, I played this into support, price action into support for a bounce with the exhaustion candle right here. So I played that this morning in the futures, and I've got about probably $300 just playing little MESs, all right, to the upside based on this exhaustion candle for price action to return back to the base. We'll see what happens, all right. So there's SPY. So we've got 300, and I got my trades on a trade copier, so it winds up being $900 because I got 3 of them on that copier. So there's SPY. Just need a red candle. Where would be the, again, the breakdown would be right through here. Okay, that would be red erasing green for the breakdown. So we'll see what happens. They are consolidating up here. I got to tell you, it looks like it's going to pop that way. We'll see what happens, all right? So let's go take a look at some other charts, some other indices. Let's start off with QQQ. All right, we like the Qs. Everybody likes the Qs, right? All right, so here's QQQ. Price action for QQQ. Let's look at it on the daily chart. Here's a prior all-time high, anchored VWAP. Prices underneath it, not so good. All right, prices underneath the 34, not so good. Price is still making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so we're still in an uptrend, so that is good. All right, from this low here, the September low, up to the high, put the quad lines in. Just going to drag them out a little bit further. We are up in quadrant 4. That is bullish. All right, so price action for QQQ still bullish up here. Still making higher lows, still in that uptrend. All right, the only bad news is it's just not moving up. All right, but price action caught underneath the prior all-time high anchored VWAP, as well as the all-time high anchored VWAP right there. Okay, and price action underneath the 17 EMA, not liking that so much either. All right, so maybe another inside day to the inside day. All right, we'll see what happens today. Again, big tech reports tomorrow night. All right, tomorrow night the biggest boy in the crew is going to report tomorrow night. All right, so there's QQQ. Let's take a look at FNGU. All right, next one up, FNGU. All right, FNGU up over the all-time high anchored VWAP. That's bullish. Price action closing over the 17 EMA. That's bullish. Price action is up over the trend line. That's bullish. Making higher highs and higher lows. That's bullish. Let's put the quad lines on here. See where we go. Closing up here in the upper third, up in quadrant 4. That is also bullish right there as well. Price action coming down to minor support. A lot of them hit minor support yesterday. Okay, you got FNGU hit some minor support and gave us a little bit of bounce. All right, QQQ, same deal. See the green shaded box here? Hit some minor support, gave a little bounce. SPY, same deal. Okay, you can see hits these lines right here, leaning right up on top there. So that hit some minor support, gave us a little bounce. Now we're looking for some follow through on that bounce. All right, that's SPY, QQQ, FNGU. All right, let's take a look at the next one, IWM. IWM hitting the bounce. See this section right here? There's the minor support. You can see the spike candle down into this minor support area. Price action on IWM, just like the other three, still making higher highs and higher lows. No downtrends yet. All right, everything's still moving up. Not moving up, but pulling back. All right, it's not moving up, but still in an uptrend. Okay, so we're hitting minor support. Hopefully we run off and make new highs off of that. So there's IWM tagging minor support again. All right, so we'll see if it can break out back up there to the upside. All right, this is for IWM. That is a 2.5-year high anchored VWAP right there. You can see price action is up over it. That's bullish. All right, price action underneath the 17 EMA, not so bullish right there. If we put the quad lines in from, let's take the September 9th right there. Put the quad lines in, see what we got. Okay, we're up. We're not quite in the upper quadrant. We're not in the upper third. See that? Not in the upper third. We were yesterday when we closed, but today, right now, we're not in the upper third. Okay, kind of melting out of there. All right, so there's IWM. All right, still bullish. All right, just still bullish. Nothing to be bearish other than this pullback. All right, if you want to play a counter trend, 2-hour downtrend, nothing wrong with that. You can see here on the 2-hour, it's been nothing but meltdown right through there. All right, right into, guess what? Yeah, minor support. Okay, let's take a look at Diamond Dow. All right, here's Diamond Dow. That's the 2-hour. We kind of want to look at the daily. Here's the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. That's the pink line. Price action is up over that. That's bullish. Price action up over the 17 EMA. That's bullish. Price action up over the trend line. That's bullish. Making higher highs and higher lows. That's still bullish right there. Price action for Diamond Dow. It's still in an uptrend. All right, so if we took the Qs, let's measure this off. Not the Qs, but the quads. You can see price action. We closed yesterday up in quadrant 4. Still bullish right there. So all of the Fab 5 still in daily uptrends. All right, they're just not moving up. All right, and this is normal to have a rest. Okay? We just don't want this rest to be an extended rest. You know, that extended stay? You know what I'm saying? You overstay, you're welcome. You got that extended stay. Well, we don't want that, all right? All we want is just to give them a rest. That's fine. All right, now it's time to bounce, all right? So there's Diamond Down. So now we're waiting for these guys to get ready and do a little bounce, all right? So there's Diamond Down. All the Fab 5 in daily uptrends. Look at the technicals. T2122. All right, the bulls tossed us out of the sell zone finally. All right, way to go, bulls. Okay, we wound up chomping around inside the seller's chop zone right there. Okay, knocking on the midpoint door. Bears wouldn't open it, so we kind of hung out right here in the seller's chop zone. Like to see us climb up there into the buyer's chop zone. We'll see if the bears will open the door, or at least look through the peephole. Maybe we can push the door open and get in there. We'll see what happens. All right, so there's the buyer's chop zone. All right, so still on the bearish side of price action underneath the midpoint there. On T2123, price action yesterday. You can see we got a kind of a hockey stick going on here, okay? A move down and then over to the right, holding the lower ground. Not liking that, okay? That typically winds up, you've seen my videos before, move that, then sideways, and usually moves in another move down. I'm not looking forward to that move down. We'll see what happens. We are hanging out in the upper third. That's bullish. We're under the 200 SMA, not so bullish. Price action is still looking, they've had, looks like since the 12th, so about 7 days of melting or pullback. Now notice a little bit different, okay? Notice the pullback, we went up and we didn't come right back down, okay? We kind of like went up and then we're kind of like doing this. That's a bull flag, like that. See that? Where it just kind of, it's not coming all the way back down here where it was. Instead, it's just kind of, it's moved up, but then it's just kind of just melting off right there. That's a nice bull flag. Hopefully the bulls will come in. I don't know what day they will. It's time if they're ready. I'm waiting. I'm ready for them. All right, so looking for the bulls to step in here. Drag us back up to this 200 SMA, and on top of it, that would be bullish. Closing up in quadrant 4, that would be bullish. We are in the upper third. That is bullish right now. Price action making higher highs and higher lows. That's also bullish. So there's T2123 on the 15-minute chart. Let's take a look at the 3-bar chart. All right, price action moving up, trying to hold a higher ground, still in the upper third. Again, this is the same product. All right, it's the same product as we looked at over here. It's just a different time frame. You can see yesterday's price action, a little red, little green, little red, little green, little red. Consolidation over to the right, okay? But it's bearish consolidation because we moved down and then over to the right. So that part I don't like, all right? Price action up and consolidating in this bull flag in the upper third. Again, it's the same one as we saw earlier. Putting in 3 more red candles underneath the 17, not too good there. Up over the 200, very good there. Price action for T2123, still bullish. And you wouldn't be surprised if we see our consolidation pattern show up, where price goes up and then pulls back and then goes up and then pulls back and then goes up and then does a half back and then rips to the upside. That could happen. We'll see what happens though. Right now we got the first V taken care of. Now we're working on the second V. All right. So there's T2123 3-bar chart. Let's take a look at FNGU. FNGU yesterday, not too bad really. Kind of bullied here and then kind of held this area up there instead of giving it up. I mean, they could have went up and then gave it up and wound up back here, but they didn't. They kind of went up and then kind of did a hold here like that. That's bullish right there. All right, underneath the 200 SMA, not so bullish, all right? Up over the 17 EMA is bullish, but on the daily chart, we're underneath it, I think. I'm not sure. I know I was just there. We can go look at that. You know what? All we got to do is hit daily. And yeah, we're underneath it because you can see the red candle there. So there's FNGU. Now, FNGU does contain NVIDIA, all right? Biggest capitalized security in the NYSE. All right, so this could rocket tomorrow evening, or it could drop. I don't know which one it's going to do. All right, but I think they kind of melted up coming as we get closer and closer to NVIDIA earnings. We'll see what happens. That's what I think. It's what I'm kind of expecting. It doesn't mean that that's what we're going to get. All right, so there's FNGU. Let's take a look at a few sectors now. All right, we'll go ahead and hit this, and we want to look at a few sectors. All right, first sector, let's look at precious metals. Here's gold. All right, so there's gold price action. Okay, they took out that low, so they're in a downtrend. Okay, price action, higher high, higher low, closing inside a bearish trap under a falling 17 EMA. Gold in a downtrend, but let me just say, even though it's in a downtrend, that's still kind of bullish when it stays up here in the upper third. All right, so they lost that upper third. Now they're like trying to break back in. That's still bullish up there. Okay, price action underneath a falling 17 EMA, not so good. All right, so gold's still in a downtrend. If they take out this high, they'll be in an uptrend. We'll see what they want to do. There's 2 days up so far. So let's take a look at silver. All right, silver's still in an uptrend until it breaks this low. It came very close to breaking that low earlier this week. Okay, or actually on Friday. We didn't break the low, so we are still in an uptrend. We're underneath two prior 12-year high anchored VWAPs. That's both those pink lines. We are still in quadrant 3. We're over the midpoint. That's good, but we're not in the upper third or the upper quadrant. All right, so still bullish on silver. Silver's still in an uptrend, just not ready to move up yet. All right, let's take a look at energy, USO. All right, so for USO, we are in an uptrend. If we take out this low right here, we'll be in a downtrend. Price action for USO yesterday, higher high, higher low, closing over the bearish trap, but underneath the 17 EMA. Okay, so trying to fight off that. Actually, it's in an uptrend. All right, just trying to get moving up. All right, it's been moving down ever since it broke the highs here, pretty much. So there's USO. Let's take a look at UNG. All right, so nat gas is in a downtrend, making lower highs and lower lows. USO is in an uptrend. Like I said, since it took out this high, it's been in an uptrend. All right, they made a higher low here. Now it's up to them to make the higher high. Okay, enough of this consolidation back here. Time to start pushing up a new high. So there's USO right there. Back to UNG. All right, back to UNG. We got lower highs, lower lows, still in a downtrend. UNG trying to fight off the downtrend. You can see price action here. We've got a higher high, higher low, closing over a bullish trap over 17 EMA. Okay, that's a bullish move. All right, especially for something in a downtrend. So there's UNG on the daily chart, trying to break that downtrend. So we'll take a look at some precious metals. SMH. SMH still up over the midpoint, closing over the all-time high anchored VWAP. That would be the green candle close there. Closing underneath the 17, not so bullish. Closing over the midpoint is bullish. Closing over the all-time high anchored VWAP is also bullish. Making lower lows. So SMH now in a downtrend, but still bullishly over the midpoint here. Okay, so Even though it's in a downtrend, it's still got some bullish characteristics to it. Keep an eye on this one. Let's take a look at XLK. XLK making higher highs and higher lows. That's an uptrend, closing underneath the 17, not so much. Closing up in quadrant 4, that's bullish. Closing over all-time high anchored VWAP, also bullish. So it's in an uptrend. Again, like a lot of the other indexes and sectors, they're just not moving up right now. So there's XLK. Let's take a look at XLF. So our financials. Now financials, look at that. Move up. It's kind of what I like to see. A move up, and then I'll move over to the right, and I'll hold the higher ground. I like that. Up over a prior all-time high anchored VWAP, that's bullish. Up over the 17, that's bullish. Up over the bullish trap, well, actually closing inside a bullish trap. That's bullish right there. And up in quadrant 4, also bullish. So everything looking good on the XLF. Let's take a look at XLI. Here's our industrials. Okay, it's about 5 days ago. They put in this all-time high right there 5 days ago. Price action, you can see we're still up over a couple of prior all-time high anchored VWAPs. That's bullish. Up over the 17 EMA. That's bullish. Up in quadrant 4. That's bullish. So XLI still bullish, making higher highs, higher lows, still in an uptrend. Everything's still bullish on XLI. Let's take a look at XLU. All right, so here's our utilities. Now we don't really expect them to make new all-time highs because they're typically a defensive sector to for people to park their money until the bull market returns. And XLU has been making new all-time highs here about 20 days ago, 25 days ago, right about there. Price action for yesterday, currently up over 2 prior all-time high anchored VWAPs, closing in upper quadrant, that's quadrant 4. We made a lower low. That puts them in a downtrend, but let me just say they are still bullish, closing up here in quadrant 4. So things still looking good for XLU. All right, we don't expect them to make new all-time highs, but I'm not going to stop them if they want to run off and do it. So there's XLU. Let's take a look at XRT. Here's our retail sector. Oh, I like that green candle bar there. Why can't every day be like this? All right, so XRT, price action. Yesterday, lower high. Kind of an inside day, closing over the 17. That's bullish. Making higher highs and higher lows. That's bullish. Price action up on quadrant 4. That's also bullish. XRT looking for that breakout over here, right over this line. 80.70. If they can get over that, that would be nice. That's our retail sector. Let's see if we can get that done. That's going to take Amazon to get some mojo going, along with Walmart, and I think they report this morning or tomorrow. All right, so we'll see what happens with that. All right, so Walmart, Amazon, if they could get going, we could see some lift in the XRT. All right, let's take a look at IYT. All right, let's start transports, one of my favorite sectors. Here's an all-time high for the transports. We're up over the all-time high anchored VWAP. That's bullish, up in quadrant 4. Also bullish, up over the 17 EMA. Also bullish. Just not moving up. See that? We're closing underneath the bullish trap. All right? Just not moving up. But again, this has got some nice characteristics that I like about it. Same with XLF. You can see price action moves up. Kind of holds that higher ground up there. Okay, I kind of like that. All right, I like it when stuff that's very attractive to me. All right, just don't like this melting off back down to the anchored VWAP. All right, but I like that when price moves up and holds this higher ground. Also like it when I see consolidation over prior consolidation. That is a bullish move. All right, that is very bullish price action. See here we got consolidation over prior consolidation. See the stairs? All right, that builds for a really nice foundation right there. See that? Consolidation over prior consolidation. What do you get? You get brand new highs. We like this. This is what we want to look for. Moving up, holding the higher ground, consolidation over prior consolidation. If you want to look for bullish products, this is a characteristic that I would look for. Consolidation over prior. This is nice and clean too. Look at that. It's not all wacky all over the place. You get some of those securities. They got candle up here, candle over here, candle halfway up. Changing colors, like every candle changes color. This is nice and clean. Look at that. Nice clean consolidation over prior consolidation. I love that kind of price action right there. That's looking good. All right, so this IYT also bullish. So we got all of the Fab 5 in uptrends, just not moving up. We've got financials looking really good for a breakout. All right. Also in an uptrend. All right. We got retail in an uptrend. We got transports in an uptrend. They're all making higher highs and higher lows. Okay. We got technology in an uptrend. The only one we don't have is the semiconductors. They're not in an uptrend. Okay. But that could change. All right. We'll see what happens. Okay. That could change. All right. Be nice if we could get them on board. All right, so we got everything is kind of juiced up to keep having some more bullish moves. All right, you got T2123 also bullish. Everything's looking good. All right, things aren't falling apart yet. When we start breaking major support, that's when things start falling apart, and we haven't done that yet. So everything is still looking good. Let's take a look at. Where do we want to go? Let's take a look at the economics package. All right. All right. Here's the dollar. Dollar's in an uptrend. I don't like that, but a lot of people do. Okay. Dollar's in an uptrend. That's not going to be good for Bitcoin or gold or silver. But anyways, dollar's in an uptrend. We closed here yesterday around 106.24. Okay. See that? They made I think that's a new 2024 high. See that right up there? That's a 2024 high right there. All right, they go up any further, they're going to make, guess what? A 2-year high. Yep, that'll be all of 2024 and 2023 if they get going any higher. All right, right now they're kind of melting back. All right, and I like that. I wish they'd fall a little faster, though. All right, so there's the dollar. Because whenever we got a strong dollar, it makes our goods and services more expensive in the foreign markets. All right, so if we go to sell our stuff to, I don't know, India, let's say we want to sell them air conditioning from Carrier, all right, and we go over there, it makes our stuff more expensive because they have to convert their money into our money to pay us, all right? So with a strong dollar, it takes more of their money. So we don't like a strong dollar. We like a weak dollar, and that works out really well for our securities because they make more money and they're able to sell more products, more goods and services to foreign countries. All right, it's all about the global economy, not just the economy here in the U.S. All right, it's important that we sell overseas. All right, we only got 330 million here, and the whole world's like, well, I don't know, 5 or 6 billion. All right, so it's important we reach those other people. All right, because that's where the money's at. All right, let's take a look at enough about that. Earnings calendar for today. Today's the 19th, Tuesday the 19th. Walmart's going to open. All right, that should play a role in the XRT. 677 billion. All right, that's over half a trillion. All right, 2/3 of a trillion right there. They're going to report this morning, probably already did. Lowe's is going to report this morning. Another retail sector, 152 billion, they're going to report. Medtronic, 112 billion, they're going to report. and some more familiar names, but nothing that's going to move the markets. But keep an eye on Walmart. Like to see some good numbers out of them. Wednesday, tomorrow night, all right, NVIDIA, almost $3.5 trillion. Only like the biggest capitalized security in New York Stock Exchange, I think, unless Amazon took it over again. All right, so NVIDIA is going to report tomorrow night. TJX companies, 134 billion. They're going to report tomorrow morning. All right. PanW, Palo Alto, 125. They're going to report right alongside Tech, NVIDIA. All right. Target's going to report 72 billion. They're going to report tomorrow morning along with TJX. All right. So the big one's going to be NVIDIA tomorrow night. That's the main event this week. Okay. That could really move the markets. All right, so we'll see what happens on Thursday. See what we got for Thursday. Intuit, 192 billion. They're going to report in the evening. Notice all the tech reports in the evening. Okay, PDD Holdings, all right, 156 billion. They're going to report in the morning. John Deere, 109 billion. They're going to report in the morning. Friday. Just some familiar names, nothing that's going to move the market. Same thing on Monday. All right. Main events Wednesday night. All right. That's going to move. That could move the markets. Not saying it will, but it's capable of really moving or pushing the market extremely into one direction or the other. So we'll see what happens. On the economic calendar, what do we got going on today? MBA mortgage applications come out at 7. Petroleum report 10:30. Lisa Cook's going to speak. It's not Mr. Powell, so we don't really worry about it. Michelle Bauman's going to speak. It's not Mr. Powell, so we don't worry about it. Thursday, we got jobless claims 8:30. Philly Fed manufacturing 8:30. Beth Hammock's going to speak. Existing home sales at 10. Leading indicators at 10. Quarterly survey. 10, natural gas report, typically every Thursday at 10:30. Okay, Kansas City Fed Manufacturing Index at 11. Hammock's going to speak again, and Michael Barr's going to speak. Okay, so really a really light week here for economic data. The big headliner is the NVIDIA earnings coming tomorrow night. PMI composite flash on Friday, consumer sentiment at 10. Got a rig count at 1. What? No rig count? That is strange. What, did they stop counting rigs? Usually every Friday at 1 o'clock there is a rig count. And Michelle Bauman, and they must have left it off. They must have forgot it. It'll probably show up later. Michelle Bauman's going to speak at 6:15 p.m. You can see it's not Mr. Powell, so not much to worry about. All right, let's take a look at Max Payne, and then we're going to wrap this up, okay? Max Payne for today, $5.95. Wow. I think that's the same as yesterday. We got to refresh this. Max Payne, $5.88. There we go. One put for each call, and that's regarding the puts and calls that expired today. So Max Payne, $5.88 for today. See if we can get back to $5.88. That would be nice. Maybe $5.90. We'll see. All right. One put for every call. So it's not much of a short squeeze or a put squeeze. It's going to be capable. All right. So I take questions in the room. All right. And if there's no questions, I'm going to render my video. Thank you, traders. Thank you, everybody out there in Digital Land, for subscribing to my YouTube. Thank you for being a part of my Facebook. I try to provide you guys with content that's valuable, that you could use day after day, all right? So I will talk to you all in the room here in about probably 40 minutes, and we'll kick off the market with a game plan. All right, so we'll see what happens. Good morning, Lenny, Rickster, and Mr. Fido. All right. Yeah, futures look ugly this morning. Yeah, but they did have that exhaustion candle. Okay, on the futures, they had, let me see if I can pull that up. If I can get that out of there. And I closed it down. Let's see if I get it. If I get it. Hey, it didn't close down. All right. All right, so we got another exhaustion candle. Oh gosh. All right, so on the futures right here, we had price came right into the pivot with the biggest red candle. I played it to the upside and made about $300 right there. Playing it to the upside, back up to the falling 8 and the falling 20, back up to VWAP, right up there. All right, now we're coming back down here again, so we'll see what happens. Maybe another leg down. We'll see. We'll know. We'll see soon. Maybe they really want to test the bottom, and the bottom right here is 5,877. They could go lower. We'll see what happens. All right, traders. We'll see you guys in about 40 minutes. We'll kick the market off with a game plan. Thank you.